have so lost my train of thought because my camera is distracting me because it's being weird. Hey guys, I'm super excited to head up this conversation that I think is so important. Oh, glasses, Stuart Lamar. Be sure to copy some. She has all different kinds, so make sure you copy some Stuart Lamar. As you can tell by the title, what we're going to be talking about in this journal entry is basically, it's okay. I was sitting here talking. I love to ride and love to spend time with myself, right? I always take myself out on these self dates. I'm in a whole relationship now, and I still do it. I still take myself out on dates. I love spending time with myself. I love doing the things that I love, and I love my time with myself, and I also love my time with God. As I was planning this self-date, God always creeps in. Like, he's always ready to talk to me, and I'm always so ready to talk to him. So as I'm spending time with myself, of course, here comes God, which is cool. He starts like dropping things in my spirit and in my heart. One thing that I really struggle with the most is beating myself up. Like, if I have an emotional moment, you better believe I'm down for 2 weeks. I just cannot believe I responded that way. If I do something that I know is not pleasing to God, I'm down and out. Actually, for the past year, I've been so prayerful about that, and just, I'm okay. I'm like, God, help me to continue to allow conviction in my heart. But I had noticed that conviction had turned into condemnation on myself. And I was just like, how I'm treating myself is healthy. And I love conviction. It's so crazy. It sounds crazy, but I actually really love conviction. I love that I can allow God to get my heart together. Even if I keep messing up, I understand that conviction should change you. Sometimes it just takes a while. So I'm glad that I do. In that moment, I'm able to apologize. In that moment, I'm able to gather myself. I'm able to try my best to break those habits that are not good. But I have a habit of condemning myself simply because I feel like, okay, Courtney, you knew better. You knew you shouldn't have responded that way. Like, you know that you should have prayed before you made that decision. You know. And I always try to make better decisions, but when I don't and when I mess up, I'm so hard on myself. I think I said this earlier, like how I put myself on a 2-week time limit away from God. And I know that is literally the trick of the enemy, simply because God does not want time away from you just because you sin. It ain't like, oh, my daughter, oh, my son, I need a break from you because I cannot believe you can go commit that same sin. That's what the enemy wants us to think. Or that's what people push. You are way too imperfect to even be in God's presence. When really you find that healing and you find that conviction and you find that breakthrough, or whatever you're looking for, or whatever you were searching for in that sin, whatever, you find that in God. He don't put you, oh, girl, son, daughter, I need about a week because you done stress me out. Like, that's us. That's us. That's not God. He's like, okay, you did it. Come on, let's start over. Let's do it again. I love that for us. I love how we serve a God who is not ready to strike the rod. Sometimes he got to do it with me, though. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Sometimes I be needing it. Sometimes God got to be real firm with me. Sometimes God got to let things happen to us for us to get it. It's all, even everything he does, even when he's upset with us, whatever, we lose something happens to us that's not necessarily always good. God is such an amazing and gracious Father that he's still going to work it out for us. It's still going to work together for our good. It's still a part of his plan. He already knew. Like, who would not serve a God like this? I'll wait. But yeah, guys, I had to take that moment to say that because we have a good Father. I'm so glad that I am growing to see this side of God. Because I will say, growing up, you saw, the angry God, the rebuking God, the, what type of God it was in the Old Testament, which is necessary to know that side of God because sometimes we be playing with him. And I think God sometimes got to remind us, don't play with me because I'm not the one to play with. I have embraced that side because I'm scared of God. I don't play with him. I have a healthy fear of him now. At first, it was a very unhealthy fear. I would run from him instead of run to him. Now I'm learning to run to him. But now I'm also learning to embrace the loving side of God. Sometimes how we view God is how we view our natural parents or our natural father. And my dad was a little strict growing up. He was very firm. He had to be. That's all he knew. That's what he grew up with. And there's nothing wrong with strictness, to a certain extent. But that's how I saw God. And sometimes I would feel like, dang, if I mess up, I'm no longer worthy to be a child of God. And not my dad, I'm not saying my dad made me feel that way, but I'm saying, how your my dad was strict. He's definitely not like that now, but my dad was strict, you know. So I saw God as like, oh, you done messed up. All right, bet. Come on, give me that blessing back. Give me that blessing back. And like I said, I'm not saying my dad was like that, but my dad was strict, so I saw God that way. But not even just my dad, just that's how religion sometimes made God seem like. So now I'm so like, just love God, because I love, like I said, I love the side where he does get us together, because when God get me together, I'll be like, good, because I deserve that. Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes I'm mad. I'm bitter. I'm quiet, because I'm like, God, now why would you do that? But God is always like, it's just, you needed that. And I'm like, all right, bet. It's okay to go back to God after you do. He's waiting for you. He's welcoming you with opening arms. If nobody ever told you that, if somebody gave you the wrong image of God, I pray that your perspective of him is healed as mine is healing, and that you'll be able to see that in all things God loves you, and it's okay to go back to him. It's okay. God does not have you on punishment as far as his presence. He never wants to withdraw his presence from you. Like like God ain't petty. God is not human like petty. He's not childish. He's not like, well, you sinned again, bye, you ain't gonna see me for 2 weeks. No, he's not like that. I feel like God is literally like, say if you do sin or you mess up and you keep messing up, or you know, you just became a Christian and you realize that you're still a human, and you run from God and you don't pray, you don't read. And I feel like God is looking at us like, I can't wait for her to really get to know me, or wait for him to really get to know me and know that they don't gotta run. I'm waiting for you. Like, when you gonna come back so we can be in relationship together, so we can do this thing together, so we can get back on track together? When are they gonna come back? I'm waiting for them to see that. All right, bet you did that. Come on, let's work on what's the word? Not doing that again. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.